Hi, I'm Brian Wolter of Lucky 13 Foods, and you're watching Let's Talk Local at 216 Creator Studios. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and turn on your notifications so you never miss an episode.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cappuccino with another episode of Let's Talk Local. Hey, listen, if you like what you see here today, go to the old Google box, click on YouTube Live tabs, 216 Creator Studio. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate your support today. Behind the producer's booth, my man Nico, crushing it back there. He's become a fixed object here, to give you the truth. Now, see, listen, today we are talking AlphaGraphics. Here in Crystal Lake, and one of the best reps I've ever met in my lifetime, my man Jay. Now that's that Bachochin. I got nothing.
Let's go with Bachochin.
Bachochin.
You know
okay.
What? Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Late for dinner.
Yeah.
Wow. Are we showing our age?
We are.
So,
Eesh.
Listen, I cappuccino because nobody can pronounce Casaccio Plus. Who doesn't like a cappuccino? And that's kind of how we roll here. So welcome to the show, Jay.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, Drew.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun here at Let's Talk Local. Everybody from our local community that comes on the show, we like to build those relationships and, finding out a little bit more about the organization you're with AlphaGraphics. You are the relationship builder for the Crystal Lake AlphaGraphics. And man, you and I connected right away. We both have the same personality.
Brothers from another mother.
Absolutely. People either love to hate us or love to love us. Right. I have no idea. But in 2025, Happy New Year. And so I'm really interested. You've been doing this for a long time. Decades.
Don't date me.
Since the early 1900s. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm starting to sound old here.
Well, starting. We sounded old the moment the intro ended.
That is true. That is true. I concur.
I just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what brought you? First of all, how long have you been doing it?
I have been with AlphaGraphics almost 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time. Now, you got to remember, I started when I was 7 or 5. No, I'm just joking.
Right.
A little bit, but almost 40 years.
That's a long time.
But I've been in printing actually. Now I'm really gonna date myself. Almost 50 years, close to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so you obviously have gone from location to location. You're obviously like the guru, right? As you would have called me in the green room.
That's right.
The guru of AlphaGraphics. And so what brought you to Crystal Lake? Was it just?
It was a newer location. I mean, AlphaGraphics is a worldwide franchise.
It is.
And they have many locations everywhere, but I got to tell you, Crystal Lake is the best AlphaGraphics location, I could say. So yes, I have. I started back up here with the newer AlphaGraphics when this one opened up here in Crystal Lake back in 2009.
Whew.
Yeah. So it was a couple of years old. I got in and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be production manager of this location because I love the location of Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun community here.
It is. I love this community.
And we have, so Let's Talk Local. We're branched in any community. It's local to where you're at, right?
Yeah.
But we're also part of the community here in Crystal Lake, McHenry County, and we have a lot of great leaders of these organizations such as yourself that are not only running a business, but you're part of the community. And I have heard some great things about you guys helping. And the big word is helping, right? Someone once told me, stop helping people, bring in the numbers. I love doing that.
Oh, boy.
Right. You don't realize if you help 10, you get 20. And you're not only out there, you're helping other organizations, and you're doing it within a budget, and you're showing them what their options are, and you're there for them if they need it. And you build those relationships, and next thing you know, they're helping you back. They're tossing out your name to other organizations as well.
Exactly the way it kind of goes.
Yeah, it's called I Got a Guy.
Yeah.
And that's how business ran in my day, and still does, based on both of my businesses. So
I think that's how when we first met.
Yep.
Was at AlphaGraphics when you had your need.
Yep. I had a need. I came in there, and actually, believe it or not, it was a hiccup. And here's the brilliant part of it. It was a no sweat solution. It was like, these are wrong. Don't worry about it. We got you covered.
Right. Exactly.
And I was like, I went in the next day thinking, oh, man, I'm gonna have to pour out some more money, right? And Jay and the owner, they were like, no, man, you only have to do it once, because there's not everything is the customer's fault, or it's just some certain situations happen, but it got taken care of, and it got taken care of fast, to where
so
most
a
people,
lot of people talk about not only our customer service being excellent, top notch, but our knowledge there. With our designer, the owner, we do have over 50 years just knowledge in printing itself. But it's exactly what you said. When people come in and they need any type of project, we will find the best way to get their needs done, no matter what it is. You know, like you said, I'm not Gordon Gekko on Wall Street, where it's just all about money and bring it in. It is about helping people, and like you were just saying, that by doing that, somebody else is going to hear about it.
That's right.
So what it really comes down to is helping people with their printing needs.
At 216 Creator Studios, we talk about ROI and splashing the local pond. Now, my definition of ROI is different than most. It stands for ripples on impact, because the farther those ripples go out, we're changing the tide, and we like to change the tide, because that works in our favor at the end anyway. And you build all these great relationships and are able to help people along the way, which is our business model, which we would hope that anybody, feel free to steal it, folks. I'm cool with that. Everybody needs to win, right?
Right.
And so when I walked into AlphaGraphics, one of the greatest things that I felt was it was a professional business atmosphere, but you felt like you're at home. Everyone was like, hey, what's going on? I felt just authentic, instead of, Jay could have easily walked up to me and tried to sell me more stuff and got a free picture frame at the end of the conversation. People who pitch, they don't realize they're doing more damage than they're doing good for themselves. Sell authentic, and you sell authentically, which is attractive, man. It brings not only in business, but it brings in that relationship.
I appreciate
absolutely.
These are great things to hear, because we do have our Google up, and we like to have our Google reviews, and those are really important to us to see on how your experience was at AlphaGraphics when you first came in. I like the way you said that. I'd like to see that in writing if you haven't put one up yet.
Yeah, no, Nico, make a notation to put a notation on how awesome Bachochin is. All right, well, we're going to do a Google review.
Now, I take it as a team, even though, I'm here. I like to come here as the face of the AlphaGraphics in Crystal Lake.
Right.
Great people.
Everybody's got the lion's head, man.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
But the team there is great too. We have several things done by you guys all the time, if it's business cards or whatever the case may be. But you know what's phenomenal, and most people probably aren't aware, because I wasn't aware. You guys wrap things.
We do.
Right. So you guys do full car wraps. You guys do.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes down to printing, the first thing you think of is business cards, letterhead, brochures. Well, they've been doing that since the 40s in printing. Yes, we do them, and we do them well, but it's like, what do we specialize in?
Right.
I mean, did you know that we do apparel? That what I'm wearing right now, we do here at
Right.
AlphaGraphics. And so, I mean, not only do you have the apparel of silk screen, heat transfer, embroidery, of any type of jackets or T-shirts, we go to as far as you were saying, car wraps, doing actual wraps on any type of car, truck, vehicles,
Yep.
Vinyls. You know, a lot of people are looking for where do you get the vinyls that can go on the windows of your business or within your car, or do you want to shade your car and put a nice perforated calendar so you can't see in, but you can see out, that type of graphic look. But it doesn't even end there. Now you talk about everything that you have for trade shows. You have events that you want to go to. You need something that has a nice backer like you're seeing here popped up. Everything that goes in along with that, every type of display, the retractable banners, but even it goes beyond that.
Go ahead.
We also do the signage that would actually go above your business.
Your business. Yeah. I was just going to talk to you about that. So, I mean, listen, folks, one of the things from DCCS, my other company, that we get all the time from bootstrap companies, startups, right? They're like, well, where do I start with everything? Well, you know, we help you find your location. But I wouldn't hesitate to say, hey, your next move is you're going to need to sign for the door. You're going to need to sign for all your signage stuff. Talk to Jay because he's going to work a package with you of some kind.
Absolutely.
And you guys do packages. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Why don't we talk about that a little bit? Give me an idea of how a package works.
Well, I mean, it would come down to, for example, if you were to order a sign, we're just going to say sign. We don't even know where you're going to put it yet. But this one just happens to be out in the middle of a field. Well, now you have to construct how it's going to get installed, what the sign's going to be mounted onto. And we would take care of everything from producing it to transporting it to installing it.
To the construction in its entire, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just one example, but it goes as far as any other type of printing that you would have done that would be, I don't want to say small, but let's say you do business cards, right? What goes along with that you might want to need? Do you need those sticky notes? Or the sticky notes, they're like Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Anything from pens to cups. Yeah. Any type of
your handouts, your swag.
So
right?
Swag. I like the merch.
The merch.
I like the merch.
Yep.
And everything that would come in that way, we would be able to deliver these all within a package.
So that's nice. And so you're like the one stop, right? You're like the one stop shop for just about anything you need.
Shop. But I think they used that back in the 80s.
Yeah, they did. I'm trying not to sound old,
right?
Jay.
Like a bad commercial.
That's right. You know, no job is too big or too small.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. But it is true.
But it's truth. It's fact. Right. Listen, I've dealt with some people that were in the printing business that, when it comes to design, I don't like doing that. Or that's going to cost extra.
Right.
But you don't find that out until the invoice comes.
Right.
So there's you guys are just so upfront. Transparency is key with you guys.
We have to be.
White glove service. You do just about everything. Let's talk, and you and I talked about not really talking so much about the printables, right? The paper products. But here's the thing, folks. If you need a business card, they'll do it. And they do an awesome job. They do my cards. I have cards. Why do I have cards? I don't know. It's 2025. You know what's on my business card? A QR code. Silly, right?
Well, we could offer putting a tattoo somewhere on you with your.
I have enough canvas right in this region, not so much here, but right here, right?
No,
but that's where I'm getting at is instead of talking to AlphaGraphics about getting a business card that you're probably going to put a QR code on it anyway.
Correct.
Talking about getting a shirt with the QR code on the sleeve because now you're your walking business card.
That's right.
If anybody said you got a business card, who doesn't have the pocket computer in their pocket?
That's right.
And so
Who's not going to scan you?
it's leveling up in your own business as it is anyway by doing that in order to be scanned.
Yeah.
So and now you have apparel where you're a walking billboard. And if they're doing here's the great thing. If they do your sign, your shirt, your apparel, it's all going to look the same guaranteed instead of, oh, I'm going to have this guy, he's going to cut me a deal. And then this guy's going to cut me. But when they get that item in or they get that vector code, there will be no consistency. Something's going to look different to where you can just, get a hold of one person and say, hey, listen, this is what I need. And how will you work with me on it?
100%. It's what you're my walking advertisement. I appreciate that, Drew.
Yeah, I do that well. I'm everybody's walking advertisement, Nick.
No, but you do. But that's exactly the point you were making. Is do business cards become obsolete? Still not yet.
No.
People just like many years ago, people would say, "All right, we're just going to do all these on PDFs, and we're just going to email them." And we don't need to print that newsletter. Guess what? People still want to feel that the touch.
There's a generation that's still around that's like, hey, I need physicality in my hand. I need tangible to say I got it, I received it. But here's the thing, and then this is your business card. We meet, we shake hands.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I got your card, Jay. Thank you very much. And I'm going to put that down.
We didn't rehearse
Then later, no, this is all live.
This is improv.
And then later, I'm going to go throw that into a pile of other cards.
Right.
And then, or it's going to go who knows where.
He just threw my card. That's cool. You go get
I have them in here anyways because I already programmed them in.
Correct.
But if I was to scan something, it would be in my phone already. It would have his contacts and I won't lose it. It's hard to lose. You lose your phone, you lose your life.
I know.
Now, right?
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yes, business cards, the printables are still a thing of today's society. Now, I also have a fax machine, doesn't mean I use it. I also have an 8-track player, doesn't mean I use it, even though now it's worth money. So I kind of keep those things kind of together.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, some government agencies say, oh, nope, you need to fax that. Yeah. I don't take a digital copy from the interweb.
You want to explain what a fax is to some of the people out there?
It's a teleportation device that allows an image.
Simile.
Right. And it takes
with that paper that just curls and curls and curls. They've improved it since.
That thermo nasty.
Yes. Oh.
Goes right back to, remember the dot matrix?
Oh,
that's all you would hear. It's got the perfed edges.
Yeah.
Triplicate.
Yeah,
right.
Now,
if you were to talk to my father-in-law or anybody of that generation, they'd be like, don't you remember writing things on 3 copies at the same time and the transparency and a credit card machine did this?
I remember those.
I'm Italian. I do this a lot. It's usually bread and sauce. But so the new world, the great thing about what you guys do is you keep up with the times and the technology. You're not afraid of technology. I get, hey, Drew, did you know AI is taking over? You should be scared. No, I'm not scared. I embrace it. I run with it. Well, that's going to take away jobs. It's also going to give jobs. Don't be afraid to learn something new. As well as you guys kind of keep up with that factor too. What is there any thoughts that you guys have based on how AI affects anything?
It's going to take over the world, but sometimes that could be a good thing to embrace.
I watched Terminator. I know Skynet.
Well, and again with that, it's I don't know where I'm at with it yet because I also have a designing background. We have a great designer, by the way. You met John.
Phenomenal.
John.
Yep.
Good, great designer.
Good dude, period.
Yeah, he's a great dude. But at the same time, with having the AI out there to be able to just randomly create, now I feel like it attacks me a little bit.
Sure.
Because I'm a designer myself.
Right.
However,
you're an artist.
However, like you said, wherever there's something, I don't want to say negative or anything like that, but there's always going to be a positive of that. Like you said, it's creating something and be able to create more somebody else.
Yeah.
So I do see it. So I mean, that's my maybe
Well,
maybe I'm old
So
school.
so let me break this down to a lesson learned
Yeah.
on my behalf.
Yeah.
I'm an artist in a different way. I can create it here, but me to try to draw it or put it on paper or do it on Adobe or any of that stuff, it turns out like garbage. It's very similar to my math skills. You give me two numbers, I get a color. So at the end of the day, I have used AI myself to design certain things for shirts and whatever. Here's my lesson learned. I, as the amateur, I put that in Canva, right? I export from that Canva and I give it to my apparel person and I say, hey, listen, this is what I want on shirts. And he come back and he says, can't do it. I say, why? Well, because it's a PNG file. I need the vector on all that. And I go, oh,
that's such a rookie
wow.
mistake.
I know. What a loser I am, right? So I go, okay.
Rookie mistake.
So then,
True.
at the end, I'm like, is there anything you can do? And he's like, no, man, you have to reach out to a designer to do what's called a redraw to vector.
That's right. You need to have an
So
outline.
regardless if you have the talent of creating from here to here as a designer, but you also have the talent for everybody else to be able to recreate something through AI that still has to come to you to redesign it in order to put it in factual paper or material of some kind.
Now, do you know why they need it vectored and outlined? Did he tell you this?
No.
Okay. Basically, your JPEG or your PNG images are, I mean, they're pretty much set like if you were going to take a picture off your phone, is the JPEG and whatever size that is. Now, if you ever go on like Google Images or you're downloading something off the internet or the web, what do they call it now? Online.
The interweb. I don't know.
The interweb. You'll notice that they're really small in size. And basically now you're looking at it on your phone and it looks super clear. But now try to enlarge that. And as you're enlarging,
It gets pixelated.
it's very pixelated. So what apparel or anything that we do in signage, we actually create the outlined file of that. Once it's vectorized or outlined, you can make this thing 20 feet tall.
You can do whatever you want
You
with
can
it.
do whatever you want. You
It's
can
a
go
raw
unlimited.
file.
It's a raw file,
Right.
and it can go unlimited and never lose the clarity. So I just figured I'd throw in a
SVG or EPS.
little fun fact.
Right. So the extensions onto the back of that. And listen, guys, if you're out there, a lot of printers hate Canva because of that scenario.
We work with them, and we also understand that other people, like you said,
Yep.
you may not be, you are a designer, and it may be hard to put onto here, but there are people that will go and do it themselves, and I give them kudos for that, to be able to create, learn, and express what they're trying to do on their design. But the good thing is we're very well versed with Canva, so if it comes to us one way, and
Share me the Canva file. Yeah.
we know exactly what to do. So when it really comes down to it with printing in a print shop, I like to think of it more as, hey, we're the consultants. This is our career. This is not a job that we just go to. We're here because we love to do it. We love to help people.
Yeah.
And we understand it, and we're able to help people get to those needs.
Well, you know what's cool about you too is, and I think you said this to me once, was I'm like, well, because this is what you do, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
And you said, no, this is what I choose to do, which makes a huge difference on dealing with somebody. If you have a design that you want to, I love Canva because I'm able to play.
Right,
I'm able to do
exactly.
things myself.
Right.
What I really love the most, though, is I can play with it all I want and come over to you guys and say, what do you think of this? And you guys go, hey, what do you think of this? And then you help me put that to fruition. Now the dream that I have is actually making it less work for you, which equals less money for me to spend for you to redo in order. But that's great about you guys. Otherwise, people are reaching out and then they get a lot of email. Yep, nope, yep, nope,
And at the end of the day, when you walk away and we tell you that, how do you feel?
Awesome.
So you feel awesome.
Yep.
And that is how we want every customer to leave, to feel that way.
Yeah.
That's my end goal for the day. I feel like when I go home after work, I feel at least I've helped out somebody.
Well, we lose at the studio here to make people happy. We try to make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy. Let's just be honest. Yeah. People people. They're going to be the way they are no matter
People
what.
are people so.
However, even when we lose, we won because they did walk away happy. And sometimes that win catches up back into the future, right?
That's right.
And then they come back, you're like, I remember what you did for me. I was mad, and I left not mad, and I'm back, aren't I? Right?
You are.
Absolutely 100%. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's what we strive for.
yeah. And you guys are close, right? So you know what, real quick, Nick, go ahead, pull them up. So you guys are right there on Route 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You'll be able to get to our address from this site here. Basically, you're going to look for, and that's why I tell people, because you put this into Google, and it'll take you to around that area. If everybody knows where the Great Hobby Lobby is,
Yeah, Hobby Lobby,
which is a staple in Crystal Lake. We're right next to them is Jump Zone, and they've become a staple over the past several years. We're just two doors down, so very easy. Plenty of parking.
Aim at Harbor Freight, make a right, bust a left, you see Alpha Graphics.
There you go.
Harbor Freight. I mean,
know.
every guy in the world is going to be like, oh, yeah.
I don't get to stare at it because it's around the corner.
Right, it's around the corner.
I know it's there.
You're in between.
It's like
You're
baby pigeons. Do they really?
Birds don't exist. I saw something like that once. Yeah, so you're right there. Normal hours of operations, obviously. Everybody needs a couple days off. So,
well, and the thing is, we're 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. There's a philosophy behind this because at some points, people want to open up super early and stay super late. We're also about family. When we leave, we all have families. However, with that being said, the 8 to 5 is still the number that doesn't mean the time that we go home on those days. When there are very important projects to get done,
you run the extra mile.
Yeah, we will get those done.
That I know for a fact. You guys do run that extra mile.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember just last year, I think me and Saeed and Sadia, I think at one time we were looking at the clock and it was like 9 p.m., 9:15. We're still working and we're like, okay, we knew we had to get this done, but we have fun doing it.
Right.
Too. That's the cool thing about.
Well, and two, listen, there's fun at work, right? But it's still a job. If it was anything more than that, it would be called happy fun time, and everybody could do it flawlessly. But
Everyone
yeah,
would be
you
laying
guys make it look flawless.
Yeah.
Because you take that extra extent. What I really loved what you said is we have families.
Yeah.
A lot of organizations are like, you'll bury yourself here. I own you. This is the way things is. You guys are like, I focus on my people. My people focus on my business. That's the real business model. And if there's family, you don't live in this world to just work.
Correct.
Work is just part of your life.
I agree.
And most people in business, higher ups, they don't understand that.
No.
Because they're looking at their bottom line all the time, and they don't care if it affects you and your family or not.
Yeah, not picking on Gordon Gekko, but it's true. When they say greed is good, it's like, I don't agree with that. I always say, look, you said we all have JOBs. Everybody is going out. They have to do that. But we also all have families.
That's right.
And, you got to find that balance. That's what I feel. It's like when I come to work, it's not like, oh, all right, another day at the office or anything like that. It's kind of like, all right, you're going to come in, you're going to do your thing. And, well, when that day is over, you go home and do it all over again. But at least you have your family.
Yeah. Well, you came to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
This is where I get to come to every day. It doesn't suck. You know what I mean? I built it that way. And for anybody
that's the carpet, I love the carpet. I do. I mean,
hey, check it out, folks. If you haven't checked out the 21-6 Clubhouse, it's an open invite for any organization that would like to come on the show. Please reach out to us. Info at 216thenet.com. That's info at 216thenet.com. Be on an episode of Let's Talk Local. I really appreciate your time today. Coming in today. If you haven't checked out AlphaGraphics, just pop in and say hi. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost you a dime to shake a hand. and introduce yourself. A lot of places around here can definitely use the help of AlphaGraphics. I know they've helped me, and they're part of the community. So think about that when you're on Vistaprint. Think about that when you're out there. Shop local. Keep the money here. Keep it in the community. Build those relationships, everybody, and make a difference. Make a difference to yourself. Make a difference to your community as well.
Hey, Drew, thank you so much for having me on. I totally appreciate it. And you know what? You could have said it better, because one of the things that I've always said, and it's not a knock on the online places, because
everybody needs to eat.
Everybody, you need human contact. It's, you know what, we'll sit there and work with you, and it's not, you're not talking to just some customer service person who's going to push you on because they have another phone call to make. You know, we're going to resolve whatever you have, whether it's a challenge, whether it's a praise, you know, whether it's just a design. Either one of that, will take care of it, and it's a one-on-one. So stop on by, say, pop your head in the door and say, "Hey, Jay," even if you have a minute.
Get a sign, get a card, get a wrap. Pop that Earl back up there for me, Nico. I call it the Earl. Do it on the old Google box. All right. Right. And that's, you know, listen, we have to put the extension on the back end of that. Otherwise, you're only getting to the thousands of other graphics out there. Right. Exactly. So feel free to reach out to them. Also, 815-681-7623 will get you to my man, Jay Bachochin. I got nothing.
Bachochin.
Bachochin.
But you know what? You don't have to come in to my center and say that name. You just Jay.
Just come in and say, listen.
Hey, just Jay.
If you go in, I'm gonna throw this at you right now. Yeah. If you go in and you mention that you heard from the 21/6 Creator Studios from Let's Talk Local that you've been Bachochined, that way they know that you saw the show. Maybe, just maybe, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but maybe there might be a discount involved. Or you might be able to buy one and get one at the same price. I don't know how that works. But anyways.
I'll tell you what, if they say that.
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll talk definitely some sort of goodies for you.
That's awesome. Yeah. Little open the trunk scenario, that's Chicago. Right. Jay. Man, it was great seeing you guys. Hey, listen, from everybody here at 21/6 Creator Studios, let's talk local and watch global.